Hello everyone. So here are not all, but most of my Venom figures that we're gonna take a look at and compare today. So as you can see, the King and Black Venom on the back is really having that big wings, and from this now you can see how many Venom figures fit into this wings. So I really appreciate that. I want to mention that again because it looks so good that it can be my favorite Venom. And for me, that is better than all of the others. So we got all different sizes, all different looks here. So we have here the Toybiz Venom, I guess from Spiderman Classics. Here we got the Monster Venom from Hasbro's. We got it some years ago. I painted the hats, I added some goo to the tongue and some black wash to the eyes and to mouth. And the Retro Venom from the animated show we got some months ago. And the Mafex one, the reissued one that I just received. I didn't make a review of that. Maybe I do, maybe I not. And this one, some years ago, Marvel Legends Hasbro Hyperion body mold. I forgot which Build-A-Figure that it come with. So we got the Marvel Select one from years ago. It got many reissue, but I don't know which version I got. I got this from maybe 5 years ago or something. And we got the Sinister 6 box set Toybiz Marvel Legends Venom, which uses the saber-tooth body mold. And we got the movie Venom, which are the same body mold as the King in Black Venom. So, as you can see, the smallest is the Mafex one in the middle, which is a disappointment. So, I think with the Mafex Spider-Man together, it doesn't look so bad. But when you put the Marvel Legends Spider-Man, it's gonna look too small. So that's the problem. Otherwise, it's a great figure. I think it's really great. Classic look, Mark Bagley style, you can say. And when you look at the Marvel Legends one, it's a bit bigger, tougher, but no butterfly joints. The head is too high on the neck. I think I should make it a bit darker. Yeah. The head is really too high. And spider logo is clean actually. Actually, this is cleaner than the King in Black Venom. I just realized. So it got 2 holes on the back. The back is not that clean. Those holes suck. And this body mold sucks in general. So there is no comparison with the Mafex in general about that, of course. And the Mafex plastic feels also good quality. Hasbro is also okay. So it got the dot on the hand, web. Shooting hand. No paint details at all here. No sculpt details. Of course, it's the classic one. Here we got some blue highlights. Well, it's okay. I think it's a bit too much for my taste, but I'm glad that there is some details. Same thing you get with the Marvel Select, but it's very few. So I got really much lightening here, so it's maybe not so visible. When I darken things up, maybe you can see the blue highlights. And it's all sculpted like symbiote all over. So you can see the veins, the symbiote kind of texture. It is almost like a sculpture, that much detail. And you don't get, of course, much articulation. It's an old figure, so if we get a new release, I bet Diamond Select is gonna do a very good job. And you can compare this with the newly released King in Black Venom, of course. They have similar height. I think Marvel Select is still taller, but King in Black is really close. So you can use both on your display. I think they are really good alternatives to each other. I like McFarlane look personally. This is my to-go look, but this figure is just too amazing. So this was my favorite Venom for a while maybe, and now this is gonna take the place. And of course this is more shiny. I mean, this also looks shiny, but it's my lightning. This is much more symbiotic look, you can say. And this is more matte look. This looks more like a sculpture, as I said. But the logo is sculpted here completely, and this is just paint. And I have to say, Diamond Select has a much better paint than this Legends. But of course, if you want articulation, this is gonna be your favorite Venom. So next, we're gonna take a look at the Retro Venom. So from the animated series, and this paint is similar to this one. I have to say it's not perfect, but still acceptable. And we're getting a new Venom 3-pack, Symbiote 3-pack, and we're getting this figure just black without the cell shaded look. And it looks okay, but I'm still a big fan of this body mold, so I'm not sure if I get the 3-pack. I think I will get the Venom figure if I only find it loose. I mean, to me, this shoulders look kind of weird and the head is too high on the neck. I think this head also could have been some smaller scale, yeah. And I'm happy the next release of this body, they fill the holes with symbiotes, with the new not cell-shaded more classic Venom. I guess it's still not the classic one, it's from a storyline, which also has the half Eddie Brock head. That looks really good. But still, this really flat look, I'm not really liking it. I think this figure has much more going on. I mean, Marvel Select is the most realistic looking one, you can say, much details, but I think this is better, just in between. Just this flat body is nice, but I'm not a fan of that. And also you get this detail. They didn't paint it here. I wish they did. So it should also have this red and blue shades, but they didn't paint that, unfortunately. And with the new figure coming up, it also has this body mold, so it looks weird that it has this webbing here, because it's also only on the animated show that it looked like that. But yeah, I mean, this body can articulate very well. When you pose it, I think it's still gonna look really good. It has very thick legs. The feet is like the classic feet. It's not like the human feet, barefoot feet. So, I mean, this is just great because it's the animated Venom. This is my childhood Venom, you can say. That's why I like this figure. So I'm glad to have this in my collection still. And I think the body is alright, but the head is too big. So it looks strange. Like, the head should be like this size, I think, and this kind of proportions also. This is a Toybiz Sinister 6 Venom. So look at the size difference. So this size of head here and this body would be better and lower in the neck. This also has like a little long neck. It's like, looks like a dolphin, this head. This, like, just like this one. So the Hasbro, that's kind of weird. This one looks even worse. But they are similar, so maybe they use this head off as a reference or something. But this body is terrible, as you can see. How the chest looks like. It looks like the Captain America meme, you know, what was this drover's name that drove Deadpool first time? It looks like the chest of Captain America visible completely, you know. So Hyperion body mold sucks. So this Toybiz Venom, let's take a look at. So this is a really different look, you can say, because this saber-tooth body, which also has the spike here, which looks weird. But at the end, when I have so many similar looking Venoms now, and one upcoming, I'm glad to have this one. So the white, the differences here, the white has a blue shading. It's different. And the sculpt on the teeth are really nice, so it has really much work, you can say. The head is really much sculpt work going on. It's all hand sculpted, of course. All the Toybiz stays as finger articulation. It's kind of strange, but still a different thing. So ball jointed hips, really bad, because they're too small here. The shoulders are not that bad, but they're too small, and the legs are kind of getting loose, and they don't move that well, honestly. I shaved some plastic parts here to make it better. Otherwise, it wasn't bending that much. But still, it's articulated well. I mean, it has better articulation than this one, you can say. So it is Toybiz figure. Usually they have crazy amount of articulation, which also get loose by the time. But I mean, you can make this figure look really nice still. So when you have this interesting Spider-Man Toybiz fighting each other, that's gonna be really great. So I will always love Toybiz figures, even though we're getting really high quality figures, you know. They still don't look that bad next to them. So I'm glad to have them. So another Toybiz. This is the Spiderman Classics one. This figure had different releases, like translucent one or Gargan kind of version. I have that as well, but I'm not showing that right now. I think I have enough Venoms to check right now. So this one even has much more detail than the Diamond Select, maybe. Or really similar. This one was also more just flat. And the problem with that figure is that it doesn't have a lot of articulation. It has finger articulation and stuff, but like no up crunch or anything. The head doesn't move. It just has a gimmick that kind of opens and closes the mouth, but doesn't really work. But it, just standing in the shelf, I think it looks great. I mean, the hand sculpt, you gotta appreciate this hand sculpt. I like the green goo, and I mean, this is like a soft plastic, but I mean, look at that. It's just great. This is just pure nostalgia there. And the logo is not painted that well, I have to say. Maybe I show my figure, which I customized. So this was the translucent version of this figure, which I painted. This is like maybe one of my first full painted custom figures. I don't do usually customs, and I think I did a better job with the spider logo. Yeah, this is kind of weird looking. And yeah, so I have this figure 2 times because I really like it. This is more like the ultimate Venom, you can say, with the purple shading that I did and the eyes and everything. So I decided to show more Venom. That's the surprise I have now. Here's the Gargan Venom with the wrong chest logo, actually, but the head. So the scorpion tail. So this is from Hasbro, but maybe it originally was from Toybiz because it looks similar to this body. So I'm not sure. And this figure also looks great, but very bad articulation. I think you can find this also as bootleg figure. I don't know. I think this is not a bootleg, the one I have, but it's not so hard to get. I'm glad to have this still, but I'm hoping Hasbro does an update, maybe with this body. Let's take them away. So Gargan Venom is kind of big. I don't know if this big, but I'm sure Hasbro will use this body for Gargan Venom. And yeah, I mean, that's gonna be still big improvement. This body will still fit, even though maybe it is just a little bit bigger, or maybe it's perfect, I don't know. This body is great. I mean, this Monster Venom is just amazing. I wish they did like different versions of this, but not like Toxin or the new upcoming figures. I forgot the name, because I think this fits just the Monster Venom. You know, maybe they can put here, they change the part here, and make the figure like the Marvel Select one. You know, what was the name of that? Venom the Madness. Yeah, Venom the Madness would fit nicely to this body. So you just take this part away and put the extra Venom heads here. So I'm not a fan of the Toxin. Yeah, Toxin is the name, right? Figure. So I had it, but I sold it because I don't imagine Toxin as a so huge character. I think, yeah, Toxin should look like this more, just a bit, not just a bit, but a lot smaller. I think still, or just Toxin has different versions, or just this body. I would expect a Toxin to see. But yeah, this figure also has blue shading. The head I customized, so it was just flat red. So I put some details. I think this looks better now. But I like the blue shading. And the spider logo is painted well. It's a bit fuzzy, but you don't see so many black spots on the back as well. I think it's great. And this small soft pieces are nice. The feet is like the bear feet, so more the modern look, you can say. Has nice articulation. I think this part and up crunch and everything. This is a really great figure, I think. I mean, when you get the deluxe price point, I want something like this. So this is great. What else is left? So I wanted to show this Toybiz kind of alien movie xenomorph looking at Venom. So when this is like, what if Xenomorph gets the symbiote, Venom symbiote? It is like not so articulated, but this is just so classic, so 90s looking. I'm glad to have this look. Yeah, I mean, this is just crazy, you know. This is really nice thing they did back in the day. That's something that you would not imagine today. So if you're a Venom fan, you should get this, definitely. I mean, you know, symbiotes kind of, they influence each other, I guess. This is from the Xenomorph. So Venom from the movie sucks, so I don't like this figure that much, even though the body is amazing. So I showed in the last video so much figures to get away from, that they have the same body, which is great, but this just looks so much better. I don't like the movie look at all. I hate the movie. So yeah, for me this is the best Venom, you can say. And then the Mafex one comes maybe. Even though it's so small, it is just nice look. It has nice accessories. You can have the mouth closed McFarlane look. So maybe this is my favorite after that. And then maybe the third one is the Marvel Select one. And maybe the fourth one is the Monster Venom. And then comes the Animated Venom. I'm just saying now, I'm not sure which ones are really in that list, in that order. It's hard to order. And then maybe the regular Toybiz one and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, these three maybe are still my favorites. I recommend them very much. But this one is overall the best. Definitely. Definitely. So I'd recommend this one. See you in the next one.